Taped live in Canada, it's Jim's Record Party. Hello everybody, welcome back to Jim's Record Party. I'm your host James. It's so nice of you to be with us again, as today we'll look at box sets. And we'll begin with a classic set on Angel, the 20th century's great cellist, one of the great cellists of the 20th century, Pablo Casals, playing the 6 suites for cello solo by Johann Sebastian Bach. This is a 3-disc set in mono, of course, recorded between 1936 and 1939. These are, again, sitting at the feet of a master, as we sat at the feet of Nathan Milstein, the great violinist, a few weeks ago. It was said that before Casals took these up, that nobody had ever played in their entirety any single solo suite for cello by Bach. I think that's a bit hyperbolic, perhaps. Can we say that? I think we can, fairly. But here we have all 6 of them in this beautiful set, recorded between 1936 and 1939. Beautiful mono recording here on Angel to open our box set here on Jim's Record Party. Our second album today, fittingly, is actually 2 albums, if I can hold them. 3 record sets each. Warner Brothers celebration of their 50th anniversary. 50 years of film music and 50 years of film. From 1923, the founding of the studio, to 1973, when these sets came out. The 50 years of film is just brimming with dialogue taken from all of their great films. I'm sure they didn't have room, actually, to represent all of their great films, but many of their great films are contained here. 3 discs, each in a beautiful color-enhanced photo of one of their greatest stars for a record liner. Beautiful booklets included with each set. And film music, likewise, a overview of music from some of their greatest films from 1923 to 1973. Fantastic, fantastic sets. These really add up to what a box set should be, ladies and gentlemen. Booklet, notes, beautiful record liners, and beautiful overview. 6 discs in all, spread out over 2 box sets. Warner Brothers, the 50 years of film music and 50 years of film, 1923 to 1973. Our centerpiece, it's one giant after another today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, one of the 20th century's greatest classical pianists, romantic pianists, Mr. Archer Rubinstein, here playing his countryman's Chopin, the great nocturnes. There's this is a 2-disc set. There is another, I believe it is a 2-disc set with Rubinstein playing the Polonaise and Mazurkas, I believe it is, by Chopin. Here we have the most beautiful nocturnes, the complete nocturnes by Chopin for piano, here played by his greatest worshipper, his greatest countryman, the love of his countryman, Archer Rubinstein for Chopin, unequaled. Beautiful set here in stereo. I was surprised. It's from 1967, this set, and I'm going to say this may well have been recorded in 1967. Beautiful recordings, very nice sound. Here on RCA Victor Red Seal. So this is very nice, ladies and gentlemen. Archer Rubinstein playing the Chopin Nocturnes. Our penultimate set of discs today is the great Glenn Miller Army Air Force Band from 1944 till the beginnings of 1945, as he put together a great working large big band in Europe to entertain the troops. They played before approximately 1,250,000 military personnel in the course of those 15 months. They made 350 separate appearances. They recorded 500 radio broadcasts. Well, they would be live, of course. They wouldn't, many of them would be live, I assume. Maybe 50-50 were on disc. I'm not sure. 500, though. Do the math, ladies and gentlemen. In 15 months, they did 500 radio broadcasts. This is a fantastic band. Many of the songs on these 5 discs are introduced by Captain Miller himself. This is a set that's very near and dear to my heart. Captain Miller lost at sea as he was flying across the English Channel to London, I believe. He's yet to be returned home. One of jazz's great trombonists, the sweet trombonist of big band jazz. Tom Dorsey was the swing master, perhaps, and the great, still the pinnacle, I would vote, the great jazz trombonist Jack Teagarden, of course, who preceded these two gentlemen and yet remains the greatest jazz trombonist in my view. But here Glenn Miller, the great sweet jazz trombonist, with his great Army Air Force band, again on RCA Victor, in mono, of course, on Jim's Record Party. That brings us to our final set today, ladies and gentlemen, the great Arturo Toscanini with his signature NBC Symphony Orchestra playing the 9 symphonies by Ludwig van Beethoven. These recordings again are in mono. They again are on RCA Victor Red Seal. It's just one monster, one master after another today on Jim's Record Party, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Here, Toscanini, perhaps the greatest symphony conductor of the first half of the 20th century and the middle of the 20th century, and a master of Beethoven, of the romantic repertoire, of the classic repertoire. These are fantastic recordings. They betray their age. Now, these are not that old. These were recorded between 1949 and 1952. 2 of them taken from radio broadcasts, I believe, and the remainder recorded in Carnegie Hall. Beautifully recorded, beautifully played. A master, one of the master conductors, contains a booklet. The great Arturo Toscanini conducting the NBC Symphony Orchestra, playing the 9 Beethoven symphonies. Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of Jim's Record Party, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being with us again today. I'm your host, James. As always, it's been so nice to have you with us. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. This look at box sets here on Jim's Record Party. Please join us again next week. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this same station as we look at more great records here on Jim's Record Party.